I'm Christopher Wood. This is January 25th, 2026, 12:15 p.m. or 12:20 p.m. Congratulations to Ontario Provincial Police. Ex-Chief or Commander, year 2019, drove a white Jeep Wrangler. Black truck shooter, 2019, August 6. Staff Sergeant, years 2019, 2021, Shannon Cork, Robert Lucas, Dave Weiss, Constable Ward. Stacy, a mental health worker, was Napanee Daily Tea Company, now Kingston MHS. Shelley Hafner or Huffner, Constable Ward, Spencer Mills 14716. Shelley Hafner or Huffner, Robert Kane 7224. Human trafficking, sex slavery trafficking, torture crimes, false arrest, arrest refusals, extortion, kidnapping, putting illegal prisoner tracking into their victims, no criminal record or history, blood and piss forcing, having victims medically blacklisted through their criminal doctors in Napanee, Dr. Tatiana Vukadinovic, who falsifies medical files to get victims for treatment refusals, discrimination, and blacklisting. Congratulations, Dr. Tatiana Vukadinovic. Gangstalkers who are guilty of first-degree murder and attempted murder, my identity theft. I am the end of my bloodline, and I can prove homicide. Congratulations. Used to live in Picton, Ontario, now lives at 149 Center Street North, goes by the name Bill Woldridge, Bill Cooldridge, Bill Delarosable, James Bubbles, Stephen Maven, and Robert Cross. He used to stalk children for ex-OPP chief or commander, the one that had me shot for sex slavery trafficking. Now bald, glasses, sometimes a goatee, thinks that he and I were switched at birth, thinks that he is my dad, was stalking my mother while he was torturing her, calling her mom, also thinks he is Harry Potter. $22,000 to have him arrested through Ontario Provincial Police. Blair Kane Hardy, alleged OPP supervisor, is a serial killing piece of shit stalker. Used to drive a Mercedes. He is guilty of first-degree murder with intent. He, Bill Woldridge, are guilty of stalking, torturing, and killing my mother for Ontario Provincial Police. Revenge retaliation against her. Jason Van Alstyne, also known as Jason Two-Step, he is a crackhead. Homeless, obviously, they all are. Frequents Napanee, Deserano, Belleville, Kingston, originally from Moscow, Ontario. Possibly guilty of a homicide. Previously guilty of 6 years stalking a stroke victim, stalking, torture, my identity theft, brain injuring, and can all be 100% proven. He is guilty of first-degree attempted homicide with the intent to commit identity and disability fraud. For Robert Kane. Guilty of attempted homicide. Burt Butt Plug Hustler. He is a gang stalker. He is a meth head. He is a crackhead. He is a schizophrenic in a permanent meth psychosis. He believes he played hockey in the NHL for the Philadelphia Flyers and Hartford Whalers. He is a gangstalker and he is guilty of first-degree attempted murder with intent to commit. The guy on the thumbnail, Raymond Bubbles Lebleu, he is guilty of killing my dog. This is Blair Hardy Kane again, and the one known as Bill Waldridge or Bob Cross. Also used to live in Picton, Ontario, where he would frequent Tim Hortons. Gail Hartwig. Harry. Congratulations to everybody on fully physically doing what you've done to me. Knowing I am medically blacklisted, knowing I cannot call a cop because you are the cops and you work with the forum. There is others involved as well. Also, this is a hate crime against me. This is an intended homicide against me for revenge retaliation for speaking of police crimes, human trafficking, homeless exploitation for monetary gain, and possible money laundering through the Morning Star mission that was happening. I now have tubes in my head. I've not been to a hospital or a doctor. I have not been able to. I am medically blacklisted. So everything that has been happening to me, I have not been able to get any help for. The serious deforming, the skull splitting, brain injuring, obviously, body mutilations, which can be medically proven, piss and shit torture going through my head and my face constantly from low-life junkies. So you're doing your damage, you're decaying me, you're completely changing my fucking identity for your frauds, hoping that if you numb me down and dumb me down enough that I am going to forget my name, that I am going to forget this, and that everybody is going to walk away scot-free, another homicide under their belt while they collect disability for drug fucking money. Well, I am put in a hole which was promised to me from one soapy butt squirter, and you're coming good on it. I have been through serious changes over the course of 7 years, but more serious since August of 2025. You not only you're stealing my bloodline, you're stealing my image, you're taking my dad's image away from me too. You are guilty of stalking, torturing, and killing my mother for the police. How much insurance policy fraud was put on her? How much insurance policy fraud do you have on me for this? When people disappear, families are murdered or missing, regardless of who it is. It's police involved. It's OPP and it's other cops. It's their gang stalkers. It's using remote neural monitoring, stealing my Instagram, stealing my TikTok, using Pegasus on my computer to block out my YouTube because of what it involves. You are guilty of ending a bloodline, so this is a capital murder, so you need to have it covered up until this is finished. The gag orders, the threats, the intimidations, threats against having my niece dug up, her grave dug up and destroyed, death threats against my family members, my nephew, my wife, that we're no longer together and haven't been for a very long time. Has nothing to do with this in any way, shape, or form. The gassing, the carbon poisoning, the crack and meth that's poisoning whatever the fuck has been put through me. So this is finished. And everybody involved is guilty of capital homicide and attempted homicide. How many other middle-aged men have you done this to? How many other disabled slave torture victims do you have? This is also about getting my shooter from 2019, the one that's guilty of killing my mother, causing her death, and shooting me in 2019 is also about getting them out of their crimes as well. I know life means nothing to you because you're police. Obviously, life means nothing to your gang-stalking lowlives because you charge $22,000 to have anybody arrested. But that also protects the police as well. When bloodlines get lost and finished, you can count on the cops